Hi everyone, well, this is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for your support. I hope you had a really good weekend. I hope you have a really good week moving forward. So, yeah, Bitcoin's broken out of this ascending triangle. We did have a bit of a throwback yesterday, and we come back to a key level support. Look, and we also met the technical target of the ascending triangle that we're in. Look, resistance, we lost support just there. When we fell back down, we tested this yellow line, okay, which was 20 EMA on the 4-hourly time frame, which is absolutely golden. Okay, we've back to nailed support, and you can see we carried out a technical target just there to a T. Boom, look at that. And not only that, like I said to you in yesterday's video, you've found the previous swing high support. Look, swing high to swing low, swing high to swing low. If you was to correct here any deeper, you would anticipate that this swing high would hold. So if you do see a bit of a roll in the market, you know, look at 49,455 as a little bid area basically, because technically, you know, Bitcoin is on its way at the moment to this 1618 at $50,963. That's where it's trying to get to, and you can see in the process just here, you ran into the 1272 fib just there. Do you see this? You ran into this 1272, and right now, because this is the impulsive move off this particular correction just there, okay, so it's a retracement. You've came down to this low, and right now you form a new impulsive move, and you can see that right now you run into the 1272 as resistance. Now with that, in itself, you're creating another kind of ascending triangle. You know, it's a continuation pattern. It's looking for continuation, consolidating before you break out, and this will be your technical target up here at $50,963. So it's looking good. It's looking great for continuation. Now, as you're aware, there is a level of resistance up here that I do anticipate that Bitcoin can get to. So it's this white line, because on the whole way up here, okay, you've been hitting it as resistance, this channel that you're trading in. Look, boom, 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 boom. Do you see that? So do anticipate that this white line, come to your charts, because you can see each time it gets to it, it's acting as a key level resistance. So if we do get the overshoot here for Bitcoin, we do go beyond the 1618 here, and we do push up, potentially, you know, this could be a little short opportunity, but not financial advice. If we break this white line here, we could absolutely melt faces, because I'll tell you right now, if we bring up the PVPR, and I've spoken about this so many times, okay, I have spoken about this so many times. There's thin air basically. We switch to the daily time frame here. Like I said to you, there's not much resistance here. Look at this. So you could basically look at this big gap. Okay, you could shoot right up here to the top end of 50k to a B high, whereas a key level of resistance right here, round about 56k. So you could see one big fat green candle, because look, as quickly as you capitulate, you can climb back up the mountain basically. You know, as quickly as you roll down, you can climb back up, and that's exactly what Bitcoin's doing. That's why it was able to just absolutely melt through these levels of resistance. Look at these pockets, okay, on the daily, and right now you're right here, okay, you're breaking this level of resistance. So you could see a mega move here for Bitcoin, bringing you all the way up to this white line here, around about 55k, where you run into a major level of resistance. So do anticipate that this could actually come into play for Bitcoin. But there is history here with Bitcoin. I'm going to show you this right now, okay? There is history right here for Bitcoin, and it is September basically. I don't know why it is, but I did do a tweet yesterday. I've noticed this before. Each September we do have a dump basically. Look, last September, bang on the 1st, we dumped. Okay, do you see that? You know, here we was bullish and people were thinking we were entering a bear market. I remember it all. You know, down here we had a whopping, what was it, 18% correction. And then I think the previous September, which was round about here, where are we? Just over here. Look, literally on the 1st of Sept, just there. Look what happened. We had a lovely little pickup towards the end of August, and then September came and we had a big dump. Do you see that? So this particular dump that happened in September came all the way down. It was around about 21% dump before it picked up and had another little dump, so to speak. So, you know, anything can happen. This is crypto. And then the previous September was just here. I think we came into August quite strong, finished August off quite strong, and then September we had another little dump, okay, where we dumped 17%. And this is the confirmation of the bear just here, because we were losing structural support. Well, to be fair, you know, if I was making videos around here for you in 2018, I would have said that you've lost this support here that you've created for yourself. You know, just like I'm saying, if you lose that support up there, okay, which I've told you, rock solid support. If we lose that, bear market. You know, and down here you're making lower highs. You know, you're under resistance, creating one big whopping descending triangle. You've created a level of support for yourself down here, but as soon as you start to lose that for me, yeah, bear market, there's no escaping it. You're going to enter a bear market. And look, and you came back up, you could have sold here because you knew you was in a bear market. At that point, you know, this is where you capitulated. boom, into a bear market. And these are the fruitful, you know, opportunities moving forward. Millionaires are made in bear markets. Remember that, okay? So yeah, I don't anticipate we're in a bear market just yet, to be honest with you. I think we're looking at continuation. We're looking good for continuation as well. And I do think we're in a technical target, basically. At the minute, we are in a technical target until we lose support. We're in a technical target to this B high, and we're in a technical target to this A high as well, where the A wave started, because I think we're doing A, B, C correction right here. Okay, there is call, you know, there is call for this. For those of you who are not familiar, there is call that this is an A down, this is a B high. Wherever it gets to, you know, you come up, you rally, and you fail, and then you create a whopping C wave down. But for me, as I've told you before, until we lose structural support, this is not what I'm looking at, you know. And for me, that's a bear market, because just here you're losing a key level of support, which, you know, is a massive level of support which we've created for itself. It's a previous swing low just there. It's also the 1272 fib, which we've held in previous bull markets like an absolute boss for continuation. You know, in all the previous cycles, we've always come up, got overextended, and fell back to that particular level as support. Now, I do apologise about the noise in these videos today, because I've got we've got builders on the park here that are finalising the park, so I do apologise. But yeah, I mean, you know, this is hopium, basically. That large ABC correction is hopium. Right now we are sort of in a pattern here to the upside. We're in continuation patterns, but do anticipate that come September, you know, we could have a bit of a dump here. We could have a bit of dump, and it would actually tally up with this projection that I'm looking at. I'm going to show you right now, okay? So yeah, a lot of people here think that this is a rising wedge. Personally, I've never thought that this is a rising wedge. Look, a lot of people are saying that this is a rising wedge, and they keep moving their lines. Look, that was a rising wedge, and we've fallen out of it, and we didn't come down all the way to where from a wedge, you know. And you'll keep seeing, look, that was a rising wedge. We've fallen out of it, you know. It's coming back down to where it formed, and now they're saying that this is a rising wedge. Okay, personally, I think we are forming a rising wedge right now, but not from here, not from where we broke out here. I think that this potentially is a rising wedge right now, okay, because it's a beautiful angle to be a rising wedge. So this is where I do think that potentially, you know, we could sort of come into this apex here, which would kind of make sense for me. We come up into this apex, and then towards, you know, the end of August right here, we do start to roll back down, and we have a correction, and we come back down to where we formed this rising wedge. Do you understand that? So like I said to you, look where it is. It's this support line, which is a previous resistance and support of this large head and shoulders, which we've fallen out of. Okay, so this is why I say to you, trend lines are really important, because you come up and you retest them as support. So for me, if you was to have a correction right here, this is where I do think that Bitcoin could correct down to, and at that point, you know, that would be that daily 55 EMA here creeping up like that, and you sort of roll out this rising wedge, you come back down to this technical target here before continuation. Okay, coming up to this white line, this is a possible play for Bitcoin, you know. So you could be looking at a correction here down to the low end of 40k for Bitcoin if we start to fall out of this rising wedge. But Bitcoin is extremely bullish at the moment. You know, that is a scenario if we was to have that September dump, which, you know, history repeats. And another thing I just want to bring you to attention, this is a tweet that I made yesterday. Pay attention, this could tie in with the ABC correction we're seeing on some alts, because we are seeing some elite wave theory on alts at ABC corrections of wave 2, and basically back testing the W double bottom neckline as support would be amazing going forward for some of them alts that we've broken out of. We've shot up into space. We've not necessarily back tested the W bottom necklines as support, so we are seeing some of that potential play. I think VeChain is one. I think that XRP is one, but it's not necessarily as deep as that. We do have a technical target for XRP, providing it can not break this high at 135. Okay, and it is all theory based, but you can see Operation Crypto, this is a retweet of his tweet yesterday, so do follow Operation Crypto, by the way. Please go to his channel, get involved in his community, because he posts really good content on altcoins. Okay, and you will find a lot of little lovely altcoin gems from his channel. So I'll drop a little link to Operation Crypto. Go over there, just say CoinsKid sent me, and that'd be great. You know, get involved in his community. So he said that the last 3 Septembers we've seen a dip. A good 15 to 30% will shake a few non-believers out. So, you know, do expect this. Again, just because it's happened before does not necessarily mean it happened again. But, you know, I'm potentially looking at this potential little scenario here where we have this sort of little rising wedge here, because I don't think this is a rising wedge. You look, we've already lost the angle in my opinion, but I could be completely wrong. You know, we could have a whopping correction where we do come back down to where we formed the wedge, which would bring us back down to 37,877. But if we do come all the way back down to there, we'll target that as it comes, because if you do start to lose this support of this neckline right now, as you've turned into support, okay, then that would be a primary target for me, coming back down to this low here. But again, I don't anticipate that, but until it comes, you know, that's hopium basically. Even this is hopium. We could absolutely come up here, melt the resistance of this upper trend line that we find ourselves in for Bitcoin, and come up and break up and just retest this high and then get rejected at that point. Who knows? But so far we're doing really well. We are breaking up. We're back above 50k, you know, and this is exactly an area where I said we needed to be. And like I said to you, I think it was last week, if we look at is it the daily candle or the weekly candle? I forget. I think it's the weekly, isn't it, that we're looking at the weekly right here. You can see, look, you're above halfway. Look, I said to you last week, we've closed above this candle, which is really bullish. Then this week, we're coming well into this candle right here. So you're looking, you know, just look, there's nothing there. There's thin air. You're running into this resistance right now, which, you know, you are actually technically above, you know. What you got after that? Look, I've shown you the VPVR. If we take another look at the VPVR, look, it's thin air. You can basically look at a retracement to 56k within a heartbeat, which brings you back up to this B high and potentially having a retest of this trend line as resistance, which is this large head and shoulders that we've drawn in many moons ago. This was a massive short up that we had when it broke resistance, broke support, sorry, boom, target met. Right now you can see you're almost on your way. So, you know, that September dump might not necessarily come, or are we going to absolutely see just Bitcoin melt faces here, come up, hit the resistance of this white line, and then retrace, okay, in September? We don't know, do we? But so far Bitcoin is doing really well. It's moving up beautifully in beautiful waveforms, like what I've told you, okay, swing high to swing low, swing high to swing low. So it's looking relatively good for continuation. And that's basically Bitcoin, you know. So far so good. The people down here that took this trade on, okay, I've got messages coming in like no one's business of this falling wedge, you know. And right now it's absolutely come up and met the target, hasn't it? You know, from this break right here, from there, I said to you, look, you're coming up to retrace, and right there, that was a whopping long in itself, 47%. And right now, people are still sat in that long, 53% long up. So that's legendary, you know. That's a legendary long right there. So it's all good, you know. And you've got people that are calling for a bear market here. It's bear market opium, isn't it? Until you start to roll over here and you lose this structural support and you lose this low, yes, bear market. But at the minute, no bear market here, I'm afraid. Coming up, correct, you know, you'll do all stuff like this before you get to this technical target and you break it and you move onwards and upwards for Bitcoin. Because right now, I'll tell you straight off the bat, you are retracing. I think you're above a massive key level resistance right here, you know, for Bitcoin. You are looking, yeah, you look at that, you're above the golden ratio, you're coming up to 786. You can almost say you're going to attack the 786 at 354. You can almost say that Bitcoin's kind of on its way there. If you start to break this level of resistance just there, you're looking at continuation. It's absolutely golden, isn't it? Absolutely golden. So until you start to roll over and you lose key level support, you know, primarily I think that this is a massive level of support that we might see retested, and that would make sense to me. You know, if we did have a retracement down to this trend line, that would absolutely be golden, wouldn't it? But you're above all key levels of resistance at the minute. You're nothing but bullish. For Bitcoin is extremely bullish, and I don't understand why people are not seeing that. Okay, it's extremely bullish at the minute, and you have to adhere to what is in front of you. You know, the fact that it could roll over here, or there's whale manipulation, or the hopium of a bear market. Yeah, that's hopium. I really don't get it, because people that listen to that spiel, yeah, and that basically shit, it's basically shit, are missing out on these fantastic opportunities that we've been giving you in the channel. Okay, we've been giving you fantastic opportunities here, not just on Bitcoin. I've been posting some amazing trades for you. AVAX, Sol, you know, just to name a few. One's breaking out. Those alts that I'm seeing are all breaking out of technical targets. And with that, when you break out of technical targets, okay, in resistance, you have nothing but upside technical targets. And that's exactly what Bitcoin is in. It's in technical targets to the upside, not to the downside, unless it loses support. Lose support, technical target to the downside. Lose support, technical target to the downside. Do you see this? So at the minute, you're in technical targets to the upside. You come up to 786, hit resistance, fall back to support. Come up to this trend line, hit resistance, fall back to support. You know, break that trend line, fall back to support. You're in technical targets to the upside, not to the downside. Okay, the downside is hopium. Do you understand that? You're going to correct, you're going to retrace, and that's part and parcel of the waveforms in which you go through. So yeah, to all those people that sort of took that on, you know, and people that are listening to them bear market callers, honestly delete them delete them videos. I don't understand it. They're like, it's almost like try and describe it as best as I can for you. It's people that feel left out, and the stronger this, the more that this goes up, okay, the more conviction they've got that it's going to go into a bear, and they get even more convicted of that possible scenario. But they're ignoring what is in front of them, and they're missing opportunities, and their followers and their subscribers. You know, whoever you are, you're listening to that shite, you are missing opportunities afoot here. Okay, like I've said to you, if you come up and you roll, you hit resistance, then run for the hills, but don't miss out on all this opportunity, you know, because the bears are going to jump back in up here. Okay, they're going to jump back in up here, which, to be honest with you, is a responsible thing to do, isn't it? You know, not financial advice, but jumping back in on the break of this eye is the responsible thing to do. And all of us down here buying these bottoms here and riding this 54% wave up are degens, aren't we? You know, but it's another story. But anyway, that's Bitcoin. I'm a little bit miffed with why people have been calling a bear market, you know, and I'll always stand by what I see. And basically the whole way down here, I've said to you, you're not in a bear market. You're in a corrective phase of a bull market looking for continuation. Until you fall through key levels of support and lose structural support, you are not in a bear market. You are in a bull market, and there are opportunities afoot. Okay, full transparency, we roll over here, we start to lose support, I will change the bias from bull market to bear market. Okay, take care everyone. We'll be back tomorrow with another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned, and once again, thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. But this is a potential scenario, okay, moving forward for Bitcoin. We are going to retrace at some point, okay, but we might not, because Bitcoin's so bullish. Take care everyone. Bye bye.